Hawick High News. The headlines on this month's episode are:
the 2015 exam results are in. We speak to Headteacher Mr McClory, who tells us more about this year's results. Trains start to run on the Waverley route for the first time in 45 years. We speak to one lucky pupil who was riding on one of the first trains on the new Borders Railway. Hawick High News hears from pupils who recently took trips to Zambia and the battlefields. Fifth year pupil Ronald Yule has an experience to remember as he travels to London to work alongside ITV professionals.
And we're back with a brand new studio.
All that and much more coming up on Hawick High News September 2015.
Hello, after a long anticipated wait, senior pupils who took exams last year received their results back when they dropped through the post on Tuesday, 4th of August.
Lucky students who signed up to the SQA web service received the results by text or email prior to everyone else. Natasha Burns has been speaking to Mr McClory about this year's results. Here she is with more.
Hawick High School senior students who sat exams last term received their results back on Tuesday the 4th of August. I have been speaking to Headteacher Mr McClory about the exams and started off by asking him a bit about last year's results.
The results across the board have improved from last year, and well, in fourth year with the National 4s we had 100%, all those pupils that did National 4 passed, so that was positive, but we had that last year as well, so that just kept the high standards of pass rate. In the National 5s we had more pupils actually sit National 5 exams, which was really positive, because one of the things we're trying to say to the pupils and the staff is that we want them to be more ambitious, you know, go for the harder exam if it's possible.
Last term we reported on how many students found the higher maths exam extremely difficult. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it was. I think we all agreed that. It was as soon as I saw the paper I was concerned for the pupils, and speaking to them when they left the hall, a lot of them were quite upset. The paper was extremely difficult. I think it was how some of the questions were worded, and it confused a lot of the pupils as well. But to be fair, the council represented us nationally. It was taken on nationally and the SQA addressed it.
This has been Natasha Burns reporting for Hawick High News.
Now for some news in brief, and we would like to say congratulations to Mrs Lillian, who's been appointed acting head teacher at Derrelston High School, and to Mrs Williamson, who has been appointed acting deputy head teacher in charge of the Scott House.
A reminder about library textbooks now, and if you have borrowed any but not dropped or changed subjects, Mr Clark is asking if you could please return the books to the library as soon as possible.
We would also like to say a huge well done to all the pupils of Hawick High School who raised an impressive £851.60 for the Cash for Kids charity. All pupils once again showed their kind and generous spirit. Well done.
A reminder to all pupils that your rubbish must be put in the bin. This was the mess left by some of students in the boys' toilets at the canteen. This isn't the first time this has happened, and anyone caught littering will be reported to SMT.
Hawick High School's Technology Department would also like to thank the staff at home base in Hawick who donated a large variety of different colour paints to the school. The paint has been used to enhance MDF boxes and bedside cabinets, as well as giving our very own news studio a makeover. So on behalf of Hawick High School, we would also like to thank all the staff at home base for their kind donation. On the 9th of September, all eyes from around Scotland were on the Scottish borders with the opening of the new Borders Railway.
The Waverley route originally ran from Edinburgh through Midlothian and the Scottish borders to Carlisle, but in 1969 it closed as a result of Beeching Report, which was the reduction of railways in Great Britain.
Part of the line from Edinburgh to Tweedbank reopened recently with a lucky golden ticket winner from the school riding on one of the first trains. Here is Bonnie Robertson with more.
On Wednesday, the 9th of September 2015, the new Borders Railway opened, connecting the city of Edinburgh with Galashiels and Tweedbank once again. The Waverley route, which originally ran from Edinburgh through Midlothian and the Scottish borders to Carlisle, closed as a result of the Beeching Report. Recently, Her Majesty the Queen officially opened the Borders Railway line, with golden ticket winners getting to ride the line 4 days prior to the official opening. I spoke to Hawick High School's golden ticket winner, Carly Douglas, who won the only golden ticket within the school. How do you feel being the only golden ticket winner in Hawick High School?
I feel quite overwhelmed, because I was only in everyone.
Are you excited riding on one of the first trains on the Borders Railway?
I'm quite excited. I've not been on many trains.
And how do you feel about being part of history?
Quite exciting. My granny's chuffed for this.
The Borders Railway, which is bringing 30 miles of new railway to the Scottish borders, is said to boost the local economy and improve transport for local people. People from Hawick and the surrounding areas have been campaigning to have the railway extended further than Tweedbank to Hawick and onto Carlisle. In March, we spoke to Madge Elliott, who led a petition in 1968 to keep the line open. Here's what she had to say.
Well, I thought, well, it's a beginning. You know, it's nice. It has to start and stop somewhere. And if it's just going to Galashiels, and if the Hawick folk want a railway, they'll have to get up off their butts and shout for it. I would like to see the whole thing go through. But of course, where Hawick's concerned, we lost, they blew up 2 beautifully built 6-arch bridges and 2 single bridges within Hawick itself.
This has been Bonnie Robertson reporting for Hawick High News.
Still to come on Hawick High News.
5th-year pupil Ronald Yule had an experience to remember during the summer working at ITV Studios in London. We take a look at the highlights from his trip.
We also have all the latest sport headlines from Hawick High School.
And Hawick High News are back in a brand new studio. Stay tuned to find out how it all came together. But first, during the summer, pupils from Hawick High School took unforgettable trips to Zambia and the battlefields. These annual trips are very successful and are 2 of the many trips that will take place here at Hawick High School. Photos from both trips are available on our Facebook page.
We spoke to Isla and Tom, who both went on the Zambia trip, and they had this to say.
What were the people like in Zambia?
They were all really friendly, everyone was really nice, and they were just great really. They liked to dance and they were just mental.
How long were you away?
We were away for 10 days, but including travelling, we were only had time to do stuff for about a week, so it was quite a long time. I think by the end of the week we were all ready to go home, but I think we could all stayed a bit longer.
What was the most memorable moment of the trip?
I think the most memorable moment of the trip was when we went to Mackenzie, which was a shanty town in the outskirts of Andola. It was a massive culture shock. It was really different to the way that the other people we saw were living, and I think it was just that was where we saw the most extreme poverty. The people there just really didn't have anything, and I think that was really the most memorable moment because it was the most shocking thing that we saw.
What are the biggest differences between school in Zambia and school here?
I think the size of the classes is a big thing. So there was some, when we went to visit the primary school, there was some classes which maybe had 100 kids in them in a classroom the same size as ours. Also, the type of classes that they do are different. So we went into a chemistry class, so even in the older students, they were learning what we considered quite sort of basic chemistry, and they concentrate more on classes, although they do have English and maths and everything, they also do classes in like how to run a home, so they were learning about how to wash windows and how to wash clothes and everything, which they don't do to anywhere near the same extent in the UK.
During the summer break, fifth year pupil Ronald Yule was in London working alongside professionals at ITV as part of a 2-week work inspiration course. He was one of the 25 lucky people who got onto the scheme out of the many thousands which applied.
Over the 2-week course, the group learned about the different departments within ITV, as well as mingling with celebrities and working in the studios to make their own TV programme.
He has sent us this video with the highlights from his 2-week trip.
And then 0.
Wednesday, 29th of July 2015, live from ITV Studios in London. This is Good Morning Britain.
And then the wide shot goes in on the train, and then we go to camera 2, which has got the 2 shot of the presenters, and they say good morning.
Okay, so in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cue.
Also, she's a star icon with celebrity fans, including Kanye West, 93-year-old New Yorker Iris Apfel will be here. Well, I can reveal, Kate, yours is Kim Kardashian, and Ben, you're Brad Pitt. And we'll be revealing how you can find out yours at 8:30.
And now it's time for all this latest sport news.
Hawick High School's helpful and knowledgeable librarian, Mr Clark, made history in the world of football last month by becoming the first ever poet in residence for a Scottish football club. Mr Clark signed for Selkirk FC and write poetry for the club's programme and website, and he hopes his words will inspire the team to do well in the Scottish Cup.
The S1 rugby team got their season off to a winning start with a hard-fought match at Earlston. Hawick won by 4-0. Tries scored by Cian Riddle and Corey Tate, and a brace by the captain Justin Tate.
The Tour of Britain passed through Hawick on the 8th of September. The annual event was in its 3rd stage. Hawick High News were there to capture the moment.
That's all the sport we have for you this month, and that is all we have for this month's episode.
Before we go, we would just like to say a huge thank you to all the people who contributed to the making of our brand new studio, which has been in the making for the past few months.
Let's take a look at how it all came together with this excellent time-lapse footage.
Well, that really is it for this month's episode of Hawick High News. Make sure to check us out on all our various social media pages below, as well as our refreshed MOOC website.
From all the news team here, thanks for watching, and we will see you next month on Hawick High News.